Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back with me, Dwi Mutiara Jelita. Today, I will explain to you about TPR. This is the duty of method in ELTB class. So I have to explain one of the method that used in the language teaching. So I will explain to you about total physical response. So then, let me ask you first, how are you today? So I hope all of you always in good condition. Now, let's learn about TPR. Let's get to know about the definition. So what is TPR? The total physical response method is an approach to language teaching that emphasizes the use of physical movement and action to aid in language acquisition. It was developed by Dr. James G. Azar in the 1960s and is based on the theory that language learning can be enhanced by engaging the mind and body together. Usually, it's used by children or young learners. Do you want to know more about CPR method? Okay, so now I will explain to you about key features of the total physical response method. It is include of 5 points. The first, the teacher commands. The teacher gives clear and simple commands to the student in the target language. So, for the example, the teacher may say, stand up, and then the student will give response is the second point. The students are encouraged to respond physically to the command by carrying out the associated actions. After the teacher commands give the instruction to say stand up, the students have to stand up together. And then we will go to the third. Is it comprehension focus? The focus is on understanding and responding to the spoken language, and speaking is gradually. We go to the fourth point. It is repetition and reinforcement. The TPR method relies on repetition and reinforcement to reinforce vocabulary and grammar structures for students. And then the fifth, low anxiety environment. TPR creates a low anxiety learning environment where students can engage in language learning without fear of making mistakes. So they could be more confident and also comfortable in this method. And then, do you know how to implement CPR method in the classroom? Let's follow the steps. Before we watch together about the implementation in the classroom, okay, I will give you some tips how to use TPR effectively in the classroom. In the beginning, we have to introduce the vocabulary. So, as a teacher, we should begin by selecting some vocabularies that we could use. And then, for the example, if the word is jump, demonstrate it jumping while saying the word. And the second, use props and visual. This visual can help students better understand and associate the words with their corresponding actions. And the third, practice listening and responding. Give clear and simple commands using the target vocabulary and ask the student to listen and respond with the appropriate physical action. And then we go to the repetition. The first, model and repeat. Repeat the commands and actions several times, modeling the correct pronunciation and movement so it could be understood easily by the students. And then the second, review and reinforcement. Regularly review previously learned vocabulary and action to reinforce retention. And also, we can combine TPR with other language skills such as writing and reading. Okay, after we know about that, let's watch the video to know more about implementation of TPR method in the classroom.
Hello. Okay, now we're going to do a little story, okay? Now, you do it with me, okay? You do it with me. Now, say hello to your mom. Hello. Say hello to your mom. Hello. You are hungry.
A TPR sequence is demonstrated. The children listen and do the movements accordingly. The sentences are repeated several times. In the beginning, it's important to maintain the order. The children learn to understand the meaning of the sentences with the help of mimes, gestures and drawings on the board. Doing the movements themselves is an important memory aid.
Show the plum to your mom. Your mom says,
Soon, the children can make the movements on their own and in a different order.
say hello to your mom. Your mom says, eek. Say hello to your mom. Your mom shows you some plums. Your mom says, eek. Eek. Okay? Say hello to your mom. You are hungry. Your mom shows you some plums. Cut open a plum. Show the plum to your mom. Yes. Your mom says, eat. Very good. Okay, you listen to the CD and you write the numbers. Here we go.
Say hello to your mom.
Hello.
It's 1.
2. You're hungry.
The children listen to the sentences from the CD. They write the numbers by the pictures in their book. Afterwards, they compare their results.
And here,
6.
6. And the last number here,
4.
2. Yes.
Okay, so from the video, we can conclude in the beginning, the teacher introduced the vocabulary
Okay.
and
Now
also
we're going
is
to do a
followed
little
by
story,
giving the
okay?
visual
Now,
so that the
you do it
student
with
can
me, okay? You do
easily
it with
understand
me.
about
Now,
the
say
vocabulary,
hello to
and then
your
is
mom.
practice listening and
Hello.
responding. And after that, after the student understand,
Say hello to your mom.
the teacher will
Hello.
repeat it several times.
You
And then
are
the last one,
hungry.
it's combined by the other language skills that is writing and
A
listening
TPR
so that
sequence
the
is
students can
demonstrated.
more understand
The
and
children
enhance
listen
their
and do the
skills.
movements
Okay,
accordingly.
after that, we have to know about the benefits and drawbacks of using TPR method. So, the benefits. The first, active learning. TPR engage children in active learning by incorporating physical movements and action. This can enhance their participation, attention, and overall learning experience. And the second, language acquisition. TPR focuses on language comprehensions and encourages children to respond physically to verbal commands. And then we go to the third, that is vocabulary development. TPR facilitates vocabulary development as children associate words with corresponding actions. And then the fourth, multisensory approach. TPR appeals to multiple sense as children listen, observe, and physically respond. And the fifth, reduce anxiety. As what I have mentioned before on the key features, it is provides a low pressure environment for language learning, reducing anxiety in children. And we go to the drawbacks of using TPR method. For the first, limited speaking practice. The student couldn't more practice in speaking. And then the second, potential for passive learning because they can practice it together, so it could be make them passive. And then the third, limited application in higher level language skills because it has to be focused on the beginner or young children. And the fourth, variability in student preferences could be may not suit of the all of the learner. So we have to know which one is the suitable for the students. Okay, so thank you very much for your attention. And the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.